In this activity, we want to develop our skill in creating even flat washes by pre-mixing puddles of color that will allow us to go through and paint in a number of organic shapes without having to constantly remix. So we're going to place our ultramarine blue in on the palette, and then I added water first to the mixing well with an eyedropper, and then added pigment to it. I kept adding pigment until I got up to like a medium dark value. You can also use a measuring spoon or a teaspoon, that sort of thing, in order to start with water and then add pigment to it. This will give you a larger puddle of wash to use. We don't always do this, but if we're going to paint a number of areas with the same value, it really helps us to not have to spend time constantly remixing. So once we've mixed the puddle of color ready to paint, we've tested it out. We're going to take a sheet of paper and we'll make 3 rows shapes. We can just hand draw these in, just kind of curvilinear organic shapes. Probably a little bit smaller ones at the top and bigger ones at the bottom. Once we've created organic shapes, we'll then begin to create or paint in the washes we want to create within the shapes. We want to develop this skill so we can actually really learn how to make a flat wash if we need to. There are other techniques we'll be learning, but this is a really fundamental one that you want to get under control in your painting. So what I'll do is start at the top, and I load my brush with a lot of pigment, start at the top and work my way down. I'll lift up my board a little bit so that the pigment flows down towards the bottom. It doesn't have to be real high. It kind of depends on how much pigment you got on into the shape in the first place, and just work down. So you start at the top, and then your brush stroke kind of catches the bottom of the first pass, and you just work it down to the bottom. If it starts to collect at the bottom and like a dark collection of pigment, I just dry my brush a little bit, bring it into that area, pull out some of the color, and then let it go. We're trying to make a flat wash, but the wash won't be perfectly flat. It's not intending to be like a digital print, but we want it flat enough so it isn't creating its own sort of texture that might not be what we want for a certain passage in the painting.